Residents across the Florida Panhandle are being urged to evacuate to higher ground immediately, ahead of Hurricane Michael. The monster storm is expected to make landfall in Mexico Beach vicinity as a Category 4 with winds in excess of 150 miles per hour and a deadly storm surge. This is a life-threatening situation and all warnings from state and local.
There's people that, basically lost everything.
Hurricane Michael came through Panama City all the way down to Port St. Joe, and the devastation was enormous.
It's heartbreaking to drive along the ocean there and see it. You could see where the storm came in and which way the wind was blowing because of the way the trees were broken. And that extended from Mexico Beach 35, 40 miles in either direction.
You want to help people, you want to hug people.
There's so many businesses that are destroyed or completely gone.
Houses are just destroyed. You see houses that were previously on one side of the road, now they're on the other side of the road. There's some areas where there is nothing left, and that is heartbreaking.
It was just total devastation.
Our storm response, especially with a hurricane, we're 3 or 4 days ahead of the hurricane, planning, having daily calls, and everyone's getting coordinated on logistics and the safety teams getting assembled. So it's just a lot of communication up front, and then when the storm hits, we already know assignments. We know where the crews need to be, we know where they're stationed.
Usually we're scattered out pretty well geographically, so we have people in place and naturally go with the people that are closest to the affected area first. But we have the ability to pull people in from all over the country if need be. And so Quanah was able to get in early.
We were in the middle of storm restoration. I got a call from one of our people that said, hey, we've got a transmission line on the ground as a result of the storm. And you're talking about a 230 kV line on steel lattice towers. Totally just bent over. The wire is down, and there's 30 plus miles of it. And they said, we got like 2.5 months to get this thing back up. It's critical. So we had a plan, we had a meeting, we had a lot of people come together. They liked the plan that we had, they liked everything about the way we were going to orchestrate and go about the job. We involved multiple companies. We'll put one in the lead, which in this case it was Irby Construction, and then Irby managed the project.
With Irby, we've responded to a lot of storms and then a lot of complex jobs where we take the lead and we assemble a lot of sister companies and other subcontractors, and we put a solid management staff. We have a lot of experience as a company building complex jobs with multiple contractors.
Because the magnitude of the project, people on this project were handpicked.
I knew early on in our initial meeting that everybody involved would have to bring their A game.
So we have quite the challenge. We have 34 miles of 230 kV to build in 90 days. There were roughly 20 structures still standing when we arrived. Most of the wire was on the ground. So in the process, we've had to remove those structures that did survive and pick up all the structures and the wire that was destroyed and on the ground. Our right-of-way here is very wet, environmentally sensitive, and access has been a challenge.
We have a lot of respect for the land and the landowners that we work on their property that have been impacted by a storm like this. And it's our intentions to leave it as good or better than we found it.
We had to look out for wildlife because there were rivers out there, there's tributaries. There's wildlife that's devastated because of the storm, but still we had to respect that. We wanted to be environmentally friendly. We did not want to drag our equipment through there and just rut it up and make a big mess. So we put this plan together to use helicopters.
Early on, we found out that the helicopter we'd planned to use to fly the tops was undersized, and we bought in the Black Hawk helicopter. And with its extra capacity, it was just a huge help.
They did one heck of a job. They were extremely impressive. All the structures were pre-assembled in a laydown yard, and they were flying anywhere from 5 to 10 plus miles from one of the multiple yards that were out there. They would come in and pick up a pole, and I mean, it was minutes. And they had it out there, they had it set down, they were unhooked, they went back and got another one. And this went on, and they set 30 something in one day.
We had some structures that were too heavy to fly, so in those areas we had to build crane pads and bring a larger crane in for some of the crossings, the river crossings. And when we started the wire stringing operations, we used a different type of helicopter, a smaller helicopter to pull a lead line and then to also clip in structures.
I think one of my biggest challenges has been coordinating subcontractor work here on this project. We have roughly 7 subcontractors working at any given time, with anywhere from 100 to 150 employees depending on the task going on during that time frame. We have Aldridge Electric, who's drilling the holes and setting the base sections for the poles. We have A&J Steel, who is in charge of framing the poles and setting the pole tops on the base. We have Probst Electric, another Quanta company, who is here to string wire through some of the rough terrain.
With so many different contractors, we bring them in each day after the end of the day just to talk about where everybody's going to be working tomorrow.
Quanta Services not only has the resources, but we also have the safety culture.
Every person needs to go home at night safe to their families, regardless of schedule, regardless of cost. Safety is of utmost importance.
In the event like this, we bring in corporate safety, and corporate safety came on site and they set up and they supported the operating unit safety people. We're all following the same path. We've all got the same concerns for safety for our employees, and it's a total family atmosphere. We have daily operation calls where we keep up with resources, where they're at, where they're being moved to. Did somebody get released? Can we move them somewhere else?
Moving all the pieces of the puzzle to keep everyone working in tune together on a daily basis has been our challenge.
I guess a good leader doesn't take credit for everything because they know that there were a lot of people out there doing the work, but somebody had to point them in the right direction. Somebody kept the schedule up. Somebody made sure the material was out ahead of them, and that's what Bonnie did.
We take great pride in the fact that we're able to help these communities in their restoration process.
It's a testament to Irby with Quanta's backing and a lot of people coming together to do something that a lot of people probably thought couldn't be done.
It was record time. Everything clicked like clockwork.
It makes me feel great to be part of a team and a company that can deliver such a unique project to our customer.
To do that work with no safety incidents, no injuries is a testament to everybody that worked on the project. It's something to be proud of.
I've been in this business a long time, and I can't explain how proud I am.